And now, the general weather around Alaska.
All right, on the river breakup chart, there's now a flood warning out there along the Yukon River from Pilot Station and areas upstream for continued flooding in those areas until 8 p.m. this Sunday evening. Otherwise, no other watches, warnings, or advisories for floods or anything like that around the state here along the rivers, as starting to see some open areas there on the Sagwan River there on the north slope. Otherwise, the Colville still pretty much ice, and also some open areas here along the Kobuk and Noatak rivers. Koyukuk Valley, quite an extensive area of some open areas there. And so moving on to satellite imagery, pretty good low pressure area here that brought peak wind gusts about 56 miles an hour at Middleton Island there. And that driving a front eastward across the southeast coast today, and clouds and areas of rain pushing northward here into the interior, but fair amount of sunshine up there for the area about the Kobuk Valley here eastward there to the Yukon Flats, and then more clouds up along the Arctic coast with breezy northeast winds, and a couple of bands of moisture here pushing across the Bering Sea. First one right in this area here from the Pribilof Islands down across eastern Aleutians, Alaska Peninsula, and a more organized one back out to the west there. On the chart, kind of drew that first batch of moisture as a warm front, spreading some light rain into the eastern Aleutians today. And then the one back here is the cold front with some rain and gusty winds into the western Aleutians. Scattered showers along this trough here from the Seward Peninsula into the Yukon Delta. Isolated showers around Bristol Bay. And then areas of rain here for south central Alaska. Heaviest rainfall amounts, Prince William Sound, North Gulf Coast areas. And amounts anywhere from 3/4 of an inch at Yakutat to about 1/2 an inch today at Cordova, while Portage picked up a little over an inch, and rain pushing up across the Copper River Basin. Showers along the eastern Alaska Range up into the 40-mile country, with the clearing conditions back here to the north. And for tonight, that front slowly moves eastward here, the low tracking eastward as well and weakening. Periods of rain continue there from the Queen Charlotte Islands all the way up to about Yakutat, but starting to end here for the North Gulf Coast, especially after midnight. Just a few lingering showers there around Cordova, Valdez. Periods of rain, Prince William Sound, in the Copper River Basin. Periods of rain and showers there. Dry in the north, dry in the west. Maybe fog and flurries there, reducing visibilities there and making for lower flying conditions right along the Arctic coast, maybe into the North Slope. And then some precipitation, light precipitation, St. Lawrence Island here to the Seward Peninsula. This system spreading increasing wind and rain into the Pribilof Islands. A lot of moisture with that warm front, so low clouds, fog, rain, and drizzle associated with that spreading into the Alaska Peninsula. The cold front bringing another shot of rain into Adak and Atka, changing to showers with gusty west winds behind the front. And for tomorrow, bulk of that moisture slides eastward here, bringing rain into Kodiak Island during the day. Wet conditions tomorrow for Togiak, Dillingham, all of Bristol Bay and the Alaska Peninsula. Back to the eastern Aleutians there, periods of rain. Showers here to the west along the Aleutians. Rain over the northern central Bering Sea, Pribilof Islands, pushing into the southwest coast, especially across the Kuskokwim Delta here. Otherwise, interior Alaska, light winds, partly to mostly sunny skies, isolated showers here developing over the mountainous terrain. And a pretty good day here, kind of in between systems now for south central Alaska, so could see some afternoon clearing. Definitely drier today, Prince William Sound, than it was drier tomorrow than it was today here. Scattered showers from the North Gulf Coast. Still mostly cloudy, cool, and showery over the Copper River Basin, and quite a bit of shower activity over the southeast coast with that low weakening right off the coast. And then for Tuesday, front pushes more rain and gusty winds into south central Alaska and Prince William Sound, moving across Kodiak Island tomorrow night. But a lot of gusty winds, rain, and showers here with the main low center as it tracks eastward toward Nunivak Island, on down to the Alaska Peninsula. Pretty good area of moisture here, bringing some precipitation chances all across the lower and mid-Yukon River Valley, northern Kuskokwim Valley, back across Seward Peninsula, up in toward Kotzebue Sound. But to the east, Partly to mostly sunny to the north, dry with fairly light winds. Looks like a pretty good day for the southeast coast. Maybe partly to mostly sunny there with light wind conditions. Same thing out here over the far western Aleutians, actually Adak and Atka out towards Shemya. Lows tonight here in the 20s to the north slope in the Arctic coast into the Brooks Range, mostly in the 40s across southern Alaska, all the way down to Kodiak Island, 30s out over the Bering Sea, upper 30s and lower 40s for the southeast coast. That'll be followed by highs tomorrow in the 50s for the Panhandle and 50 to 60 here over south central Alaska area. Could see some mid 60s possibly in the Susitna Valley, and 60s to lower 70s over the mid and upper Tanana Valley areas. Otherwise cooler back out to the west, just lower 30s there around St. Lawrence Island. Bering Sea in the 40s, as well as the Aleutians, and lower 30s for the north slope and Arctic coast. Lows the following morning, 25 to 30 for the Arctic coast, and in the 30s for the Brooks Range. Otherwise, again, upper 30s and 40s, southern Alaska, all the way down to the Aleutians, and mostly in the lower to mid 40s for the southeast coast. That'll be followed by highs, upper 50s, lower 60s for the Panhandle on Tuesday. And again, 60s, lower 70s over the eastern interior, 40s as you head back out toward the Seward Peninsula and Norton Sound. Upper 30s here along the southwest coast and the Pribilofs, with lower 40s for the Aleutians, and edging above freezing for areas of the North Slope and the Arctic coast.